Hey everybody, Mike B here. Welcome back to another episode of Helmets of the World. Today I've got one that I had posted on my Instagram account a while back and kind of played a what is this helmet game. And it turns out that we've got the Chinese GK80 helmet. Everybody thought it was Yugoslavian, and it actually isn't. So the kind of background with this particular helmet is that in the late 60s, well, even after the Korean War, the Chinese wanted to go away from the Soviet SSH-40 style helmet, and they wanted kind of their own thing. And then in the late 60s, they realized that they needed to kind of do something to keep up with the rest of the world's kind of production and advancement militarily. And so they kind of took what I think, like my opinion is, they took a US M1 shell and a Japanese Type 30 or 32. And did I say, yeah, I said M1 and then Type 30. Okay. So the Japanese helmet, and they combined them and they got this thing. That's just what I think it just looks like. They kind of took concepts from both of those, which are both, fairly effective designs. And you get this. So these were actually introduced in 1969 as the Type 69. And there were some differences. I think they had some glossy paint on there. And they actually made a huge batch of them for Albania's military in the late 60s. And they continue to use those throughout the years. So you'll see a lot of these being worn by Albanian soldiers in the 70s and 80s and in the 1990s. So China started using them as the GK80, which is what you're seeing right here, in 1980, oddly enough. Some say a couple years before, but it seems like all the information is pointing towards 1980. Now, the exact type of steel they use is not really well known, but they claim that these helmets can defeat a 7.62 by 25 Tokarev round. Well, they made a little caveat that a lower pressure or a lower velocity Tokarev round. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to ballistic test one of these. And I hate to do it because they're in such good shape. I've got two of them right now. This is the one I'll be ballistic testing, so stay tuned for that video. I have another one that looks exactly like this. It's actually in better shape. So we'll show you the liner really quick. Get Creepy McGee out of the way. And it's, yeah, just the Riddell style liner, the US M1 style liner system. You can see, that's why I said it looks like a kind of a Japanese and American shell with a little bit of Soviet, no, not really, not even the SSH-40. And then it's, kind of the combination of those two, you get the GK80. Now, these were used by the People's Liberation Army from the 1980s up until the early 2000s. There's actually still pictures of them wearing these, and I think some reserve units still wear these, maybe, but I think for the most part they're phased out. Now, this is in unissued condition. You can see it's just got some storage wear on it. And most of the ones that I'm trying to get to sell on my site, because I want to kind of spread the joy, these are very uncommon in the US. The ones that I want to get are going to be more used, which also I like, and I wouldn't feel so bad about taking a really crappy one out and ballistic testing it. So I'm going to try to hold off until that becomes a reality, but don't seem too hopeful at this point. So that's what they claim, that these things can stop and that they're actually really good because of the steel. I don't know, we'll see. It's not super heavy, but it's also not super light. It's just kind of mid-range for what you'd expect. So I don't know if, it's some kind of alloy with a lighter weight, stronger metal. But knowing the Chinese, they're looking for production numbers, and they're willing to kind of sacrifice a little bit of quality for quantity. It's nothing against them. It's just that they have a lot of people to outfit. So, yeah, this helmet's really cool, and I'm really glad to have it. Again, I don't really want to shoot it up, but for the sake of actually confirming or denying that claim and just seeing how it generally performs, that we're going to do that. Again, I'd like to sell these in my shop, and they're really cool helmets to have. There's a lot of history behind them. It's just, they're, for whatever reason, hard to get in the U.S. No idea. We get everything else from China, but we can't get their helmets. So one little thing I want to point out that I forgot is you can see it pretty well from this angle. There's two little rivets right there. Those are clamped on, and they keep the liner in there. They're really hard to see, of course. You can't see them from far away. And there's another one right there. And yeah, some of these are covered up better, but the other ones on the other side are, excuse me, they're easier to see. That's actually a really weak point on the helmet, so if it does take a direct hit from anything there, apparently it's going to go pretty much clean through. Again, it'd be fun to take this out and see for sure, but I mean, it's not like somebody's going to be aiming for that small of a target at, hundreds of yards, but who knows. So anyway, that's basically the rundown on the Chinese GK80 helmet, and yeah, hopefully Hopefully if you have one of these and you didn't know what it was, you know what it is now. There's a couple different models of the GK80. This is a standard GK80, and you can tell it because it's got just the standard 2-point chin strap. There's none of the Y straps, which is the GK80A. And some of them are going to have a red star on front. This one doesn't. I mean, there's so many variations. Again, I'd love to find just the jackpot warehouse and just bring all of them over here so we can have them to collect. So anyway, hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, go ahead and click the like button and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up too. Or that's what I mean by click the like button. We're not on Facebook. Gosh. All right, so yeah, just go ahead and give me a thumbs up on this video and subscribe. And then also consider checking out my Patreon. You can support this channel. We do ballistic tests on these helmets, which I buy and stuff. Special thanks to my buddy from China who sent me these, Paul Wong. He said that's his name for English-speaking people. He actually donated these, but I buy other helmets and stuff, which is kind of why I was saying that. I just wanted to be very clear. I didn't buy this as it was donated, but again, I don't really want to shoot it up because it's so nice. But anyway, so thanks to Paul. If you're watching this, I really appreciate it, and we're gonna get out and do the ballistic test pretty soon. So yeah, other than that, thanks for watching, everybody. Check out the Patreon. Do $1 a month on there. If you don't want to, that's fine. But it would really help out for other videos like shooting videos and stuff like that. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.